Catch GurlTauX every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GurlTauX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams, scrolling through your daily memes. GurlTauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what GurlTauX is all about. Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Life's moving through the screen. Click subscribe, don't be mean. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine. GurlTauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what GurlTauX is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere GurlTauX can be seen. GurlTauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what GurlTauX is all about. Update stories, laugh and cry. It's GurlTauX, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more. GurlTauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what GurlTauX is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere GurlTauX can be seen. GurlTauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what GurlTauX is all about. GurlTauX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. GurlTauX show is here to stay. GurlTauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what GurlTauX is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, DNT winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, DNT bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, DNT bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, DNT bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, DNT bringing all of you along.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Apparently, I have to fix the camera that wants to just put me on this other camera, but here I am now. Finally, it is fixed. Well, sort of fixed. I mean, it's as good as it can get right now. I did order a new camera. I got it. And I tell you what, I am not really very happy about the quality of it. It was not super cheap, but it makes it where um I am like uh very yellow, I guess is the way it starts looking, is like I'm super yellow. And I changed all the settings and made it look better. And it's a really small camera, but yeah, I wasn't super thrilled with the way that it looks. And now I have to say, I don't know how it looks to y'all. So I'm going to put it on the screen real quick and you tell me what you think. I mean, does it look the same as the other one did? I don't know. But it's supposed to track all that stuff. I don't really care about the tracking because I pretty much stay in this chair. It's not like I go running around the room or anything. But it's like, I don't know. I don't really care for the quality of it. For the price, it is really little. It's probably great for somebody who just does a channel, or I mean, like a conference, or does nothing too horrendous. But I don't know. I don't really care for it that much. I find it to be a little less than appealing to me, but that's just my opinion. Mm, I guess I'm not I'm more opinionated maybe. I don't know. But you tell me what you think. Uh I find it to be a little less appealing, if you can see the difference there. So anyway, wow, wow, wow. Uh what in the heck is going on? Now, I said I'm caught up, but I'm not really all caught up. I got a hair like sticking me in the eye. I'm not fully caught up, but I'm somewhat caught up. Um and but it's like a soap opera that you've followed for years, and you go and you haven't watched it in a while, and then you go back and you hook back onto it, and it's like, within a couple of episodes you're all caught up. And sometimes you're like, oh my god, so Luke and Laura broke up, like what happened? Oh, what happened? Oh, they had one of them oh, it was her twin. Oh, okay. Oh, they're back together. Oh, okay. And then you're all caught up, and it's like, it's crazy. Anyway, uh it's crazy. That's what I see going on, is it's a lot of craziness. Um, anyway, what are you finding? What are you seeing? How is it making you feel? Um, and do you feel like everything is out of control? Do you feel like we have lost the um sometimes I hate using the same words and the same thing that I hear other people use all the time. But have we lost the plot? Have we lost the plan about, what America stands for, what we fought for, what men and women have died for in different wars and different things to stand for this thing called the United States of America, our red, white, and blue. As you have people burning it to the ground. I I watched a video that popped up in my feed, and okay, I'm not a skinny girl. So I feel like it's like black people that can say the N word, or black people that can say whatever they want, but the other side can't. I'm a fat girl, so I can fat shame. Maybe not. I don't know. I might get blasted for that too. But she's a fat chick, and she's yelling at the top of her lungs in this hideous way. And the comments were hilarious because the first thing I thought of is, oh my God, the real live Eric Cartman. And that was half of the comments were, oh, we found Eric Cartman. We found Eric Cartman. But she was saying, you can't make us leave. You can't make us go away. This is our place. And this was Mexico. It's our country, so you can't make us leave anyway. And it was like, but is it? Because I'm pretty sure it's America, and I'm pretty sure like we bought that part of America from Mexico in like 1848 or something like that, 1847, 1848. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong about the timing, but I'm pretty sure we bought that part of California back in the 1800s. And to be honest with you, other than the fact that it is beautiful and I would love to visit there, I have places I still would like to see. But, we could give SoCal back to Mexico and all the people with them. Just keep NorCal. That's my part of California. I'm from NorCal. So just keep NorCal and give. So, but we need to fight for it. We need to, I say that, but what I really mean is we do need to fight for it. We need to, it's ours, and we don't just give it up. We don't just give it away, and we don't give it back to them, and we don't give it to them, and we don't give in to these absolutely insane people. But this crazy woman is like, you can't watch us because we're sending in the National Guard and the Marines. And I have a son that's a Marine, a nephew that's a Marine, and a son-in-law that's a Marine. And my husband's a Marine. My brother's a Marine. Now, granted, my husband and my brother are no longer active duty Marines. And my other son is a Marine, but he is also not active duty anymore. He is a federal marshal now. So, when we go sending them in, good luck. Good luck with that. You let me know how that works out for you, because I'm pretty sure that's probably not going to work out super well for you. Just my quick thoughts about it is that it probably won't go over very well for you. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Cartman might be able to hold her own against some Marines. You know how she could hold her own with any of the Marines is if by chance one of the Marines is knocked down or fell down and she sat on it. Then she might be able to hold them down, because she was a pretty big girl. And I'm a pretty big girl, and I can say that. Or at least in my opinion, I think I can say that. Well, what do you think? Hold on, I gotta send a message real quick. Let's see if it fixes this problem. Okay. So now I'm getting it. So, I think I can get in here. I'm going to play a song that I wrote a while back. I'm not sure. We'll see if I can pull that up. Um, we'll see if we can pull that one up. But I think that there is something to be said for all of the craziness that's going on and the mayhem that's out there, that we have a very serious problem in our politics. And what I mean by that is more the liberal side of it, because their control of legacy media and their control over themselves that seems a bit nuts. Like, they seem to think that they're in control of things and that they have more control over narrative. And I don't understand how they have not figured out that we have more on our side, not to mention the fact that have they not comprehended that there are gazillions of phones and that everybody has one and that everybody's recording and that everybody is sharing it on social media with what's going on? And do they not understand that we aren't buying their bullshit anymore? Just curious if they're aware of that, or is it just us that's aware of it? Let me see here. Minuteman. Hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Bring some more people. I need followers. I'm just new. I'm not new to doing this. When I had MAGA Network, when I got kicked off Twitter and all social media from my network and my radio station and all 16 of the shows that I was running across the country, 500,000 followers and whatnot. Yeah, that's what happens to free speech, because I re-aired InfoWars on my radio station and everything I owned got banned, blocked, kicked, and it really sucked. So I'm rebuilding. It took me a few years to get back to where I even was ready to rebuild, and I'm rebuilding with GurlTauX. So I have to rebuild my channel altogether and get followers and subscribers. So I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you get more, to subscribe. Yes, Minute Man says we need to end this period of idiocracy. Be human. Yeah, we absolutely do. It is time for this to end. Some people who, like in Los Angeles, do not want peace or harmony. No, they're Marxists and they want civil unrest until we give in. That's what they're trying for. There's a difference between right and wrong. Absolutely a difference between right and wrong. And I don't think a lot of these people understand the difference between right and wrong. That's my opinion. Funny thing is, there has been a swing against being normal, but the change is coming. After all, good always wins. Absolutely. In the end, good does conquer, and good will win. We have the fight we're doing right now. For instance, look at the species of different life forms. Snakes, some dangerous, some safe. It's all about the species. Spiders, some dangerous, some safe. Why think we are any different? Absolutely, that's very true. The only difference is we're the only ones that seem to just do stupid shit for fun, whereas those animals are doing it for survival. They attack and kill for survival. We're doing it for entertainment, and we're being entertained by horrible things that happen. People that are watching some of it are entertained by it. Um, I think you kind of said, we are different from these animals. They have nothing but violence in their heads. Islam, anyone? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you, well, any radical religion, I will say, like the Southern Baptist, whatever that one church is, they're psychotic too. Um, the Church of Scientology has its issues. The Mormons have their issues. I mean, there's if you're radical or extreme on any end, um, uh, it, you can't control these people that have a wickedness in them and a violent attitude or mentality, and they enjoy it. Um, and Minuteman, you should by now have a pretty clear picture of the problem, why I am here. Yeah, it's I served. Unfortunately, I hear people sometimes say, um, everything is traced, yeah, or tracked, both ways. Uh, will do. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I remember. Oh, do you? Okay, good. I sometimes I wonder if people remember when I had my big stuff going on, Weed the People and Straightish Talk and all the different shows that we had, Lady Knockers and Peter Boykin was on there with his um, news channel. So there was a lot that we had going on, and unfortunately, it really ticks me off that I lost a lot of that, but I also lost the drive after that all kind of was taken from me because I put an awful lot of money and an awful lot of time into it, and that gets a little frustrating when you do all that and then um, it kind of is just taken away from you without your consent, without your decision, and it's hard because I really thought that we had free speech in this country. And that was a time that I learned that we don't have free speech and that our rights were being taken from us. So, that being said, I am going to play this song. I wrote this quite some time ago. I haven't played it in a while, but it's a really cool song. And I think it's fitting right now.
Steel horses gather like never before. From the hills and plains, we heed the call. Ain't gonna let our homeland fall. Got storms are coming, oh yeah. Got storms are coming, fight, fight, fight. With leather jackets and old denim jeans, the Legion stands tall, no in-betweens. The flag waves high in the evening breeze. Faith and freedom on bending knees. Got storms are coming, oh yeah. Got storms are coming, fight, fight, fight. Mamas and daughters, strong as the men, join in the ranks again and again. We believe in the power of this land. Every town, every heart, every hand. Got storms are coming, oh yeah. God's storms are coming. Fight, fight, fight. From the churches to the open fields, with our faith as a shield, we'll never yield. We'll face the danger with grit and grace. Keep America strong in every place. God's storms are coming. Oh, yeah. God's storms are coming. Fight, fight, fight. God's storms are coming. We'll ride through the night with hearts full of courage, shining so bright. Protecting our land, united we stand. Come join our crew, and we'll face it all hand in hand. And together we will take back this land. God's storms are coming. Oh, yeah. God's storms are coming. Fight, fight, fight. God's storms are coming. Oh, yeah. God's storms are coming. Fight, fight, fight.
All right, that was a song that I wrote shortly after Trump was attempted assassination attempt was done. So I wanted to play that to get our show kind of off the ground today. I tell you what, it's something to reckon with. You know, I think we all need to stand tall, and we need to fight for our freedom. Answer the call however it is that you need to answer it, whether it's just having your voice be heard, getting into your local communities and doing all those things. But hey, I'm a patriot. I'm the Gurl TauX Mama Bear. I'm going to bring the truth side of the sass also. Don't forget, I'm a wife, a veteran, a former cop, paramedic, a mama to 7 cubs, 4 bonus cubs, 3 of my cubs, 9 grand cubs. My eldest cub's a Marine. Middle's a federal marshal. I'm sorry, my eldest is in tech. My middle is a federal marshal, and my youngest is a Marine. My hubs is a Marine. He now works for the Department of Defense. That's where I'll leave that. I run a veterans nonprofit and an art business. I call myself my own village people because I was that kid who was like, when I grow up, I want to be a policeman. When I grow up, I want to be a fireman. When I grow up, I want to be. So I just decided I would do them all. So I kind of sort of did. And I put myself through school for journalism and broadcasting. And that's what I ended up loving the most. And there is a balancing to all this because for me, it's faith and my family, my country, and a whole lot of coffee and a ton of love. I hope that if you, like, I don't like the jack of all trades because I'm not a jack of all trades. I know certain things and I know nothing about other things. I know nonsense. And right now, by the way, I'm not wearing my rings. I'm trying to wear as minimal as I can because I have poison ivy. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate that. Yeah, my husband gave it to me. So thanks for that. But I'm trying really hard, even though we're tackling the firestorm right now that's happening. But I'm trying really hard also not to be consumed by too much of it because I tend to have that ability. So I have been going to my shop and working every day, and that's what I need to be doing, creating beautiful things, creating art so that I can not be consumed with negativity. So I'm trying to help you all know what's happening, be aware, be cognizant, be prepared if you need to be prepared, but don't be consumed. But in my opinion, Trump's making America great, but LA's protests are a mess. And of course, we've got the Musk and Trump feud. I hope that would go away. And I hope they will start acting like grown ass men instead of petulant children who just started puberty and found their first pubic hair and are like both fighting over the same girl or something. That's what they're acting like right now. And the girl that they're fighting over is us, the American people. So anyway, plus we're going to talk about why ditching the news and social media for family, nature, and your soul is the real patriotic move. Please do me a favor and smash that like button. Follow us on all the socials at GurlTauX, GurlTauX, and subscribe here on YouTube. I really need the followers. I'm trying to rebuild from what I had before. And I tell you what, doing it all 100% natural and not being politics all the time, it seems to be a lot slower growing. But we'll get there. I'm not going to worry too much. Right now, Trump's approval rating hit 52% in June, beating Biden's best day. And that was according to the Gallup poll. The red wave is still rolling, and there's more people joining that red wave now that it's past the elections, because there's a lot of people out there that are really, really, really not liking what's happened with the deportation fight against deportation, with the politics and the idiots. So let's tell a joke. I asked Grok to write me a joke because I like these silly, cheesy dad jokes. Why'd the liberal cross the road? To protest the road for being too straight. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny in that silly kind of way. I don't understand why my board doesn't work anymore. I guess I have to fix that too. Anyway, President Trump's back and he's delivering like a Marine on a mission. He's slamming regulations, securing our borders, creating 2 million jobs since January. But the fake news calls the LA protests riots to smear him. They're saying it's a peaceful protest, not even that it's a riot, and that Trump overstepped his boundaries and that he jumped the gun. There was nothing bad even happening. Nothing was even going on. That's what the politicians and the legacy media are trying to say. The truth? It was out of control and everything was on fire. I just was so thankful the fact that I went through there 2 weeks ago instead of today or yesterday. Trump sent 4,100 National Guard troops and 700 Marines to stop illegal immigration chaos. 68% of Americans back him. And that was the Rasmussen report. And I don't know about what else is going on here, but it seems to me like Elon Musk is acting like he's auditioning for a reality show. Is he wanting to be like Trump and have his own reality show? I mean, him and Trump are spatting over Big Beautiful Bill, but 60% of X users, the artist formerly known as Twitter, says it's just billionaires flexing. Let's focus on Trump's wins, not the X wars. That's my opinion. I mean, we need to keep our eye on the ball. Here's the real talk. The media's got us hooked on drama, not solutions. My cubs, my children, my grandchildren, my grandcubs, remind me, turn off the noise, hug your family, hit the woods. We'll unpack how to do all of that tonight. I appreciate you being here. You know, there is so much happening, and let me just pull up really quick LA riot image. Probably should be able to find it. My favorite is when you go to Google something and they're like, "Nothing to see here. You can't see anything. It's nothing is happening." And then last night, as I recall last night, it was they were literally starting to have protests were starting to happen in Dallas and in a few other places as well. So it's like, wow, not just happening in LA. That's kind of crazy. So we'll see what's happening here. I gotta pause this real quick to get it up there. But let's share this information here. All right, let's play this and see what she has to say. Apparently I have the sound off, so give me 1 second while I pause and turn that sound on. All right, now I might be able to hear it.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
Look at her jolting.
You just shut the
You okay?
I hate to tell her this, but when you are over in the side of the protesters, you might get hit by a rubber bullet.
You're okay.
Probably go on the other side of the street away from them when you're a journalist. Now, I, being a journalist, would probably not put myself in the position where I could be, because she's clearly not on the other side of the street. I would be on the other side of the street. That's my opinion. But this is the best part, is when they're saying that this is a peaceful protest. This is basically peaceful. I mean, like, really, basically peaceful. Do you know what basically peaceful means? Because I don't know, but I wasn't born yesterday, and I kind of think this is not basically peaceful.
Oh, they're coming out. They're coming out.
Apparently, there's 2 things happening here at the same time, and I don't want 2 of them happening at the same time here, so let me just put this over here. Yeah, apparently I had 2 of them going on at the same time, which is kind of obnoxious. I do hate that this automatically starts sometimes when you click on it, because that's not what I want to have happen. So, let's try that again.
Oh, they're coming out. They're coming out. They're coming out. What's that?
Looks totally peaceful to me. Totally peaceful. Have you seen anything more peaceful in your life besides, what you're seeing right there? Totally peaceful. I mean, couldn't be more peaceful. Absolutely. Could not be more peaceful. Um, I mean, come on.
Breaking news now at noon. California Governor Gavin Newsom has filed an emergency motion to block President Trump's deployment of military forces to Los Angeles following days of ICE protest. Thanks for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. Hundreds of U.S. Marines have arrived here in Los Angeles to assist the National Guard, but local officials insist these troops are not needed.
Our live team coverage continues this afternoon. KTLA 5's Kimberly Chang is live in downtown Los Angeles with the latest on the...
Well, why would they be needed when it's peaceful? I mean, if you have a peaceful group of people just gathering and giving out daisies and flowers, like, why would you need the National Guard or why would you need the Marines? I just find it so entertaining when they show what is happening, and they, as the news, now granted they're just telling what they're being told, that he's fighting up against Trump. All I know is after the fires that happened in LA, the lack of water during the fires for fighting the fires, because, we didn't have water in the fire hydrants. Yeah, that thing. And the amount of people that are displaced and the amount of fire that burned. The trans in sports and the sanctuary city and the mistreatment of veterans and helping and taking care of non-legal migrants. Maybe that's a nicer way to say non-legal. That's still illegal. That's still a crime. But anyway, let's digress. All those things, I think he can write off his ticket for even running for president. I mean, I really hope that he's not stupid enough to think anybody would vote for him for president. I mean, he might win the state of California, and I don't know how. I don't know how he can stay being reelected. I don't know how he got reelected after they booted his ass and then they reelected him, which didn't make sense to me in the first place. But let's continue. I want to hear what more they have to say.
Protest and military presence, but we'll start with KTLA 5's Lauren Lisser with more on the governor's emergency request. Lauren?
Yeah, that's right, Glenn and Lou. New at this hour, we're getting word from the governor as well as the attorney general that they are asking the Trump administration immediately to be blocked in any expansion of the National Guard and Marines mission here in Los Angeles. Take a look. You can see the National Guard here behind me at the federal building. This all comes as the president takes credit for stopping violence in LA and says he told Governor Newsom this in a recent call.
Called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death. If we didn't send...
No offense, but he didn't have to tell him he's doing a bad job. We all know that. We're all well aware of the fact that he's doing a really shitty job.
The National Guard, and last time we gave him a little additional help, Los Angeles would be burning right now.
It was burning until he sent in the National Guard.
You are looking at last night's demonstrations in downtown LA. California Governor Gavin Newsom with a very different take on things versus...
Now, I will be interested to see what happens when it becomes dark at nighttime tonight. If they come back out, if they start fighting and protesting again, and more so, that would be interesting to see how much... continues to happen. And of course, in the process of this, you had people that were looting, people that were breaking into shops and stores, and yeah, because that seems like how you fight for your rights. You steal.
the president on X just this morning, accusing the president of, quote, militarizing our state and provoking chaos, saying the additional 2,000 National Guard troops recently mobilized to bring the total of 4,000 will inflame tensions.
Well, and they did try to say that there was nothing happening until the National Guard were deployed, and that is a bold-faced lie. There were people in the streets fighting. There were people over the overpasses throwing cinder blocks and rocks at cars and police officers and burning cars and burning police cars and chasing people down. They chased a woman down out of her car because they blocked her, and she got out of her car to basically ask them to move, and they chased her down, and she's like, my kids are in the car, my babies are in the car, and she had nothing to do with it at all. They also burned, or didn't burn, but they destroyed, they spray painted and damaged a reporter news SUV that was parked somewhere with their equipment in it. They stole all their crap that was in the car and destroyed it, thinking it was a law enforcement car because it kind of looked very similar and it looked like an unmarked car. So, yeah, totally peaceful.
In LA, the state already filed a lawsuit over the National Guard federalization and deployment, arguing it is unconstitutional. And now with the Marines headed to Los Angeles, the new legal action just coming down and being reported in the last hour. The governor in a Pod Save America podcast interview recorded before this latest news saying that the president's actions should be concerning more broadly.
This is an act not just against the people here in Los Angeles.
Oh, the president's actions should be, oh my God. It makes me disgusted.
Against the people here in the state of California, but against Americans all across this country, against the principles of our founding father that did not live and die to watch these authoritarian tendencies in action.
Recently, there's been a back and forth between the president and Newsom, with the president suggesting Newsom could be arrested if he interferes with immigration enforcement. Speaker of the House today asked on Capitol Hill if Newsom should be arrested. Here's how he answered.
That's not my lane. I'm not going to give you legal analysis on whether Gavin Newsom should be arrested, but he ought to be tarred and feathered. I'll say that. I mean, look, he's standing in the way of the administration and the carrying out of federal law. Right? He is applauding the bad guys and standing in the way of the good guys.
Take a look over the weekend. You may recall Paramount was in LA County City, where we saw protests that started in response to an ICE staging area near a Home Depot. Well, today a lawmaker representing that area of LA County in Congress, she expressed concerns over the president's rhetoric.
They're using words like insurrection. They're using words like invasion, because I believe this is their way to lay down the groundwork to try to have martial law and invoke the Insurrection Act. And I think that's a concern. And remember, this is an order not just for California, but for this entire country.
So you can see the very different rhetoric, whether you're hearing from Democrats or Republicans. This issue highly political. And back here on the ground in Los Angeles, we're learning from the Pentagon the cost of this, the National Guard and the Marines being sent here. The Department of Defense reporting it comes with a price tag of $134 million. That's the latest live here in downtown LA. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, we want to take you now to L.A. That is L.A. Mayor Karen Bass.
I'm
and she's talking about a major story
Karen
there,
Bass
the L.A. immigration
Karen
protest.
Bass likes to say things like, oh, nothing is going on. It's all good. Now you have people like Stephen A. Smith, who's like, no, I'm not buying it. There's quite a few other people that are jumping on board with the we ain't buying it bullshit story that's happening. So I don't know. Let's see what Karen Bass has to say.
L.A. That is L.A. Mayor Karen Bass. And she's talking about a major story there, the LA immigration protests and some of the violence there and the arrests there. So more demonstrations over immigration raids are expected today in Los Angeles. About 700 Marines were mobilized to help support National Guard members assigned to federal buildings in Los Angeles. Signs of weakened violence in LA remain there. Businesses were
Okay, I thought they were actually going to air what she actually had to say. I listened to a report from her yesterday, and what she said is, I don't even know why they're doing this because there's like nothing has happened. Okay, nothing's happened. Let's think about that. Nothing's happened. But you know, we have to keep in mind when we had the LA riots in 1992, 63 people were killed. There was $1 billion in damage. And this is controlled with 200 arrests and 0 fatalities right now. And that's only because, I have to say, it's only because of Trump's quick actions of getting something in there. Because prior to that, the police were retreating because they just couldn't control it. The left is crying tyranny, but 55% of Californians want tougher border laws. They want this to happen. Trump's protecting our nation, period. And they attacked a federal building and he brought in federal aid. The National Guard might be California's National Guard, but Title 10 invokes them into a federal position where they are now working for the federal government as a entity that Trump, as the president, can call on. But let's just forget about the LA riots for a minute. I'm glad to see Musk tweeting American flags for Trump's LA move. He did show, but he's also called for Trump's impeachment. So I don't know where he really stands. He seems like he's a little fickle, and that he is still acting like a bit of a child. But 70% of conservatives want them to make up. Yeah, I want them to make up too. I like the bromance much better than the fight. And then there are people like Barry Cunningham and a few others that are saying this is perpetuated on purpose. This is a plan. They're doing a chess move to make the liberals dance. But it's not a soap opera. It's two patriots fighting for America's rights, America's soul, America in its, the crust of America. And I want them to stop acting like children, even if it is a game. It's not a game to us Americans. It's real. And this is our country, and we don't want this type of behavior to happen. Musk Civil War tweets from the UK riots last year got X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, going crazy with the Civil War talk. And we don't want to have a civil war in this country. Sometimes I wonder if that's what we really need to have happen, and we have to have some real major shit happen for us to wake the hell up. But only 15% of Americans think it's likely. I really hope it's not. This ain't 1861. And we do have the media fear-mongering everyone. Keep your powder dry and your family close. That's what my son would say. Make sure you're prepared. Have the resources that you need if something were to happen. I know for myself, like I would fight, but I physically can't. So I would just have to defend my home and where I'm at and hope that for the best. And luckily I live out of town. But we don't want that to actually happen. one of the issues that part of the left is freaking out about or wailing about is 15 million losing their health care. But that plan cuts $450 billion in waste, pushing market-based care. And that is more important, and cutting out all the people who don't deserve to be on Medicaid. And Medicare is for the elderly. Medicaid is for the people who just can't work because they have physical limitations that are severe enough. They have a disability. They have a mental capacity not to be able to work. It wasn't meant for the able-bodied person, and there's way too many people on it that are able-bodied, not to mention the number of illegals that are on it, and cutting all of that out, cutting all that fat out of it. $450 billion is waste. So are you losing people who deserve to have it, or are you losing people who didn't deserve to have it in the first place? And I will tell you, even back from when I was a paramedic, it showed me our government healthcare is a mess. Trump's trying to fix it, and Obamacare didn't fix it. I used to tell people, if you really read the fine print in your Obamacare, it's like having liability for your car. It just doesn't really cover anything. It covers the unnecessary things like birth control and the blue pill for dudes and mammograms sometimes, because I didn't qualify for the mammogram. So it depends. 10% of uninsured need urgent help. And we also have to have some patience. We have someone in charge of the Department of Health that is really trying to come up with solutions. Man, the noise, the protests, the feuds, the fake news keeps us chained to screens. 80% of Americans spend 4+ hours daily on social media. My grandcubs don't need X or social media. My kids, my family, myself, my mom, none of us really need it. What we need is campfires and fishing and Grandma Bear and getting back to nature, getting back to ourselves, putting your family first. And but don't completely disconnect where you're uninformed, but find a way to connect with the people that are most important to you. Have a plan also. Did you know that nature cuts stress by 30%? Family time boosts happiness by 25%. I would love for my nonprofit to get to a point where we could do tech-free retreats. Vets heal in the woods, not on Wi-Fi. Trump's fighting for our country, but we got to fight for our souls. Unplug, pray, reconnect with your family, reconnect with other people, reconnect with the woods, reconnect with nature. We do have to find a way to connect to all these other things that make us better and make us stronger and make us healthier and make us sharper and make us wiser. And, we really do need to pay attention to all of those things. And I think sometimes we forget about the important stuff. We absolutely forget about the important stuff. And we need to remember the important stuff. Okay, does anybody know what time it is? And yes, by the way, I am leaving this hat on because I am a woman for Trump. So I'm going to leave this hat on today. And I'm not going to take it off this time. But what time is it? Do you know what time it is? It is... Does anybody know what time it is? Huh? If you're watching, do you know what time it is? It is. You got it right.
Dear Margaret's here, let's dive right in. Bring your questions, let's begin. Life's a real maze. We'll help you with your coping. Dealing with life in this rat race. Honest thoughts, no sugarcoating.
Tell us your tales, your woes, your gripes. No fluff, no bows, just real life type. Sign it clever, let your pen take flight. We'll serve the truth, sharp and bright.
Send us a query, take a lead. No hidden rules, no secrets to keep. Anonymous wisdom that cuts so deep. Dear Margaret's advice you'll want to reap. But in the end, let's admit we all really don't care, Margaret.
Ba-dum-bam. Absolutely. So true. And if you're not familiar, My Dear Margaret is my take on a modern take for Dear Abby. So if you have questions for Dear Margaret, please email them to dearmarg, DEARMARG at GurlTauX.com, GurlTauX, GurlTauX. And if you have questions for me and you want something to be on the show or a topic idea, please email me at Tori, TORI, at GurlTauX.com, GurlTauX. And we're going to talk about it on the show. Now, Dear Margaret, for those of you, the reason I even came up with the Dear Margaret rather than Dear Tori is I was so happy and loved when J.D. Vance was interviewed by Margaret, and she was telling him it's only a few of these illegals that are taking over apartment complexes and terrorizing people. It's only a couple. And he said, I don't really care, Margaret. And man, it hit with me. I don't really care, Margaret. So hence the reason I made it Dear Margaret. So let's get to it. I do want to remind you that welcome to the Dear Margaret segment, where I serve truth hotter than my Marine husband's chili. And tonight, we are going to continue with letters that have been sent in to me, questions that I have gotten from people. Some of them are from comments on other posts on Facebook or on wherever. So I like to pull some of those when I don't have enough. So letters that we're going to dive into about the Trump-Musk drama, LA chaos, and how to unplug from madness. Please remember, like I said, to send in your queries, questions, advice, requests to Dear Marg, DEARMARG at GurlTauX.com. Again, GurlTauX. And then we'll talk about it here on the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join the GurlTauX Tribe. I appreciate that. All right. Question number one. Number one. Dear Margaret, I'm a diehard Trump fan, but this Musk dude's got me shook. SpaceX $15 billion in contracts could crash if Trump pulls the plug. Why can't they just team up? Signed, Rocket Man, rooting for unity. I have to say I agree with you in that I wish they would just make up and get back to the bromance. But at the same time, I also don't think that he's entitled to get contracts just because. Now, contracts he already has, I don't think Trump should be canceling them. There are some that might be questionable, but like the EV mandate, that's something that he was all butthurt about. And I don't think we should have an EV mandate. I think we're a free country and you should be able to buy or drive whatever kind of vehicle you want to buy. And I don't think there should be any kind of mandate saying at a certain point in time that we should be getting rid of of gas vehicles. That's just my opinion. I think we need to think about what everyone wants as far as this country goes. Rocket Man, there are lions, not lambs. Or these guys are lions, not lambs. Trump and Musk are battling for America's future, not prom king, but yet at the same time, I think they're acting like they're battling for prom king. So I think that 65% of Americans want them to reconcile. In some of the polls there, it says 70%, but it's over 60% want them to fix it. I pray for unity. I trust Trump's instincts. He's won tougher fights. Take a break from X, take a break from all this other stuff that's going on. And, you know, try to stay away from so much of the drama. And, you know, next thing you know, they'll be back together, like, you know, when you go to school and you got sick and everybody was fighting and arguing and your best friend told you F off or do something or whatever, and you got sick and you stayed home for a week from school. You came back and everything is fine. That's what we all need to think about. It's going to wash over. And I really hope maybe they are just playing the liberal media as a chess game. That would be kind of funny, actually. All right, number 2. Dear Margaret, I'm in LA and the ICE raid protests are freaking out my grandchildren. Tear gas hit near Little Tokyo. How do I keep them calm when CNN's calling it a riot? Signed, Worried Grandma in Glendale. Well, first of all, the fact that CNN is calling it a riot tells you that it's really serious enough that they're calling it a riot. I have to say, wrap those grandbabies, as I call mine, grandcubs, wrap them in love. Stay away from that media. Watch the little bit that you need to watch to keep you up to speed with what's going on, and be prepared if you have to get out of town. Maybe even take them out of town. Maybe go out and go for a drive on the PCH and go find a beach somewhere and go to the beach and collect some sand and some rocks and make a sand castle and stay away from the areas where this is happening. That's my thoughts. Maybe you need to bake some cookies or hit the park. You know, do something that takes the anxiety away, and don't fret over it, and stay out of the area where this is happening. If you're not involved, don't make yourself involved. If you don't need to be involved, don't go become involved. Don't become part of the problem and make your grandchildren or your children worry even more. Don't become part of the problem. Don't become a victim in a problem because you want to be a looky-loo, if that is what you're doing. Just keep peace, bring peace to your family, and let Trump bring the peace and order, and bring in the military and do what he needs to do to make things work and make things better. That's what we need to worry about, and that's what we need to keep in mind. It's our problem, but it's not our problem. If you're not involved, don't make yourself become involved. That's what I have to say. Letter number 3, Dear Margaret, Musk's Civil War talk on X has me spooked, even if only 15% thinks it's real. How do I stay calm with all this Civil War noise? Signed, Patriot Praying for Peace. Well, that is something we all have to think about and we all have to talk about. And we are at a crossroads, so to speak, where, you know, civil unrest is very prevalent. We're seeing it. We're hearing about it. There are a lot of people that are not liking the deportation in the essence of what's being portrayed in the media. And the legacy media talking about that they're doing raids and they're just grabbing people. And, you know, I had somebody that put, you know, deportation without due process is just called kidnapping. Well, they didn't give due process when they came in, and they don't get due process when they go out. And their due process is different than a regular person's due process. Are you here illegally? You're not supposed to be here. Okay, you can leave. And if there's any proof or any evidence that you're a gang member, you might be going to El Salvador to the prison. That's, hey, it is what it is. And some of the people that have had due process have been out running around, running amok, and they have been released and they're out there and about, and they're now rounding those people up. And if you happen to be illegal with them, you might get rounded up with them. And I think that, honestly, my opinion is, down there in LA where they're having all the riots, they should be like literally grabbing those people and putting them in a bus. Lock their asses up in a bus and take them to a place and fingerprint. And if they come up illegal, they come up as a criminal, they charge them and pack them out of here. If they're a American citizen and they're involved in that, charge them with a crime and they need to go to jail. And this should be considered an insurrection, and this should be considered a invasion, because that's what it appears to look like. And if it's looks like a duck and quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So, as somebody I listened to recently said, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and looks like a duck, it's probably an illegal alien. And I just started laughing. It was kind of funny. But anyway, letter number 4. Dear Margaret, the healthcare scares got me stressed. 15 million might lose coverage. As a veteran, how do you trust Trump's plan when the media is screaming doom? Signed, Worried in Wichita. Okay, so that, like I said before, that a lot of that is just noise. It's just baloney to get us all upset and overheated and all that stuff. A lot of the people that are risking losing health care are people that shouldn't be on Medicaid to begin with. And they are not people who should be getting the benefits of those programs. If they are not just uninsured, but they can work, they're able-bodied people, they should be going to work, and then they can buy their own health care, or a lot of companies provide health care from that. But you shouldn't just be feeding off the American teat and doing whatever the F you want and sitting on your couch eating your bonbons and your Cheerios. You should actually go to work. And the illegals that are in the system that are using, and I don't care if it's California Medicaid or whatever state you're in, or federal. If you're not an American citizen, you should not be getting any kind of aid unless you have been honestly and truly, legally and honorably given some kind of status. Accurate status, not criminal status. That's the difference. So don't let yourself be too bent out of shape about it. If you have your own health insurance, if you're a vet and you have VA, and if you haven't been applying and you haven't been putting in for your VA benefits, please do so. It takes time. It takes diligence. You have to keep fighting, because the first thing they're going to do is tell you no. You have to keep fighting and keep fighting. It's taken quite a long time for my husband to get where he's at with his VA benefits, and a long, long time for my brother to get his benefits the way that he has them. But you just have to keep fighting. You don't give up. You just keep pushing. And once you get that, you will be taken care of. So do that. But on the other hand, take your cubs fishing, your grandkids, take them fishing to de-stress yourself about it. And Trump is trying to work on building a better plan. So let's hope that he can build a better plan. And RFK being in charge of the Department of Health, hopefully he will be coming up with something that can be even better as we go. All right. Letter number 5. Dear Margaret, I'm hooked on X. Scrolling Trump must fights and LA protests. It's messing with my time with my grandchildren. How do I unplug? Signed, Scrolling Mama in Montana. Okay, well, that's an easy one. I'm going to show you real quick. Okay, this is an Android. But if you see these two buttons on the side, you push them together for a length of time. Well, okay. Guess I have to hold this a different way. If you push them both down together at the same time, it has a button on there. Turn off your phone. For the TV, this is a Roku remote, but I'm sure there's a button on your TV that has the power button too. And you just push that button and you turn the shit off. That's how you do it. You just disconnect from it and don't let it absorb into your every waking moment. Go. If you like art stuff, go create something. You don't scrolling, mama. You don't have to just stay connected to your phone. Drop the phone. Put it down. 80% of parents lose family time to social media. How many people go out to dinner or go to a restaurant and they walk in and they see everyone in the place is like this, even at the table with each other? You know, we have a rule at my house, and we've done it for a very long time. No phones at the table. No phones at dinner. And when we have a dinner party or we have people over for dinner, it's no phones. Unless you're literally looking something up to share it with somebody, it's no phones. And I've had people at our house where they're on their phone by themselves. Now, if they're sharing something, I won't really jump in too much. But if they're just on their phone by themselves scrolling or doing something, I will walk up and snatch their phone out of their hand and go put it in the phone box and lock it up. You can't have it back. Yeah, I have had people get mad about it, but they get over it because we start doing something fun and play game, do something fun to get out of that mindset. You need to get rid of the screens. Try campfire night. Try movie night outside where you have an old, DVD or something and put a white sheet up in the yard and put hopefully, I mean, you can buy them really cheap now, a projector, and put a movie outside. Go swimming, go to the pool, go swimming, go to the beach, go to the lake, go to the river, go do something, go kayaking, go bicycle riding, go do something in nature, go for a drive, go for a nature hike, go for a nature drive, go make some s'mores outside and make a little fire. Just keep it safe. Just put the screens down. Nature boosts mood by 30%. So try one phone-free day a week. Like fun day, Sunday, fun days. Take the phones. Everybody put your phone down for the entire day on Sunday. And if you go to church, go to church. Go to your meal that you have afterwards, whether it's at your church or at some place. And then when you come home, phones stay completely off. Leave them at the house when you leave and don't pick them up until late Sunday night, Monday morning. And that goes for everybody in the family. Sometimes that's harder for the parents to do than it is even for the children. Trump's fighting the swamp. You fight for your family by staying out of it. Pull yourself away from it. I tell you what, the idea, and I've said it several times about going camping or fire or s'mores or, going fishing or going to the lake or going out doing something, kayaking. I need to do that. I'd like to build something where I can do a veteran retreat with our nonprofit. That'd be fun. That's a wrap, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Not just GurlTauX Tribe, but GurlTauX Patriots. Whether you're on the left or the right, we all need to be patriots. We all need to love our country. I feel that Trump's leading with strength and vigor. The real victory, though, is in our hearts. Unplug from the noise, hug your family, hit the trails, whether it be on your feet or on a bicycle or whatever it is that you have. If you have a motorcycle, go for a nice motorcycle ride. We can heal in nature. We can heal ourselves. We can become one with the earth. It's such a freeing and great feeling to be able to do that. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on all the socials at GurlTauX, GurlTauX. And you know what? Tweet out, I don't know what they call it now, X out, that you're unplugging, what your unplugging plans are. And then hashtag GurlTauX Unplugged. I want to see if we could start a movement of unplugging, even if it's for an hour a day. And then if it's for an entire day on the weekend, that would be great. Don't forget to pay attention to those around you because they leave so quickly. Your children grow up too fast. Your parents grow old and leave you too early. And you will grow old and leave them as well. At some point in time, we all hit the dust. So at some point in time, you have to stop for a moment. And like they say, smell the roses. Enjoy the things around you. Stop for a moment and take it in. Stop for a moment and feel something. Take it in. Take a breath. Go outside and look. If it's raining outside, go dance in the rain. Don't just stay totally absorbed with social media or totally absorbed with politics or totally absorbed with any one thing. Have some balance. Same thing with work. People can't just work and then have no home life or no other things, no other outlets. You got to have balance. So bring some balance into your life by putting some other things in there. I would really, really love to see all of us caring more and doing more. I really think it's time that we think about our future as people, our future as what we can do for our nation, what we can do for each other, what we can do for our family, how we can reconnect, how we can show love for each other. You know, I think we all can think about these things, and sometimes I don't know that we do think about these things the way we should. I hope that all of us will stand together and think about our future and where we might be able to go with our future. And with that, I am going to lead us out here with another song that I have. And hopefully you don't mind that I do this. But this one, and whenever I have these songs, yes, I write all the lyrics, but I use AI for the music because I am not a musician. So I haven't listened to this one in a while, but I hope you enjoy it on our way out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my channel. And I am here Monday through Friday, 5 to 6:30 p.m. And I will see you again tomorrow. That's Central Standard Time, and it is not 7 like it usually says on my thank you.
From bikers on the highways to families down in town, Bible readers lifting hymns, we ain't gonna back down. We're calling on the spirit of a nation standing tall, together for America, united one and all. The heartland and the mountains, From sea to shining sea, women holding families close, proud and standing free. We're marching with a purpose, banners in the wind, voices strong and mighty, a new day will begin. We stand together, shoulder to shoulder, bold and proud, our hearts grow bolder. Our flag waves high, red, white, and blue. For love of country, there's nothing we can't do. With a Marine's steadfast courage and a leader's guiding hand, we'll hold this fort of freedom in this blessed promised land. Each sunrise brings a promise of splendor and of light. Together we'll prevail through darkness and the night. Oh, United States, land of the free, fight for your honor, your liberty. From every distant corner, from this land so wide, we come together, eagle's wings will ride. Finding shelter beneath Old Glory's hue. Bikers rev their engines, soldiers stand anew. The prayers of all believers reach up to the sky. With faith and resolution, we'll not say goodbye. We stand together, shoulder to shoulder, bold and proud, our hearts grow bolder. Our flag waves high, red, white, and blue. For love of country, but there's nothing we can't do. We stand together, shoulder to shoulder, bold and proud, our hearts grow bolder. Our flag waves high, red, white, and blue. For love of country, there's nothing we can't do. With a Marine's steadfast courage and a leader's guiding hand, we'll hold this fort of freedom in this blessed promised land. Each sunrise brings a promise of splendor and of light. Together we'll prevail through darkness and the night. Oh, United States, land of the free, and a leader's guiding hand, we'll hold this fort of freedom in this blessed promised land. Each sunrise brings a promise of splendor and of light. Together we'll prevail through darkness and the night.
I hope you liked my song I wrote quite some time ago, and it is really how I feel even today. So let's stand together, shoulder to shoulder, united rather than divided. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Have a great night. I appreciate every single time someone comes here, and I really hope that you like it enough to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. Thanks. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching GurlTauX live broadcast, which airs weekdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to send in your Dear Margaret questions. Then join us for our opinion-based answers. We love having you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.